I don't know about you, but I always get this advice, and it's pretty good advice. People always say, "Why don't you go outside and touch grass?" Right? That's a really common piece of advice, and you can see that I did. I did go outside. Went outside in the sandbox here, and I did touch grass. You can see that if I list the files, that there's a grass there because I have a sandbox to a virtual machine. I have a container that is running here that I am able to access, and this is through my worker code. I know this is something that you've been waiting for a very long time, and guess what? It's here, and you can play with it. Let's do it. So let me show you what it feels like. I have an API, right? The API that I just used. I have a client-side application there that's sending an API across to the sandbox, and I'm going across that slug, that outside slug is what's coming through. I'm getting the payload from it, and the payload that I'm passing a command, and I'm passing the current working directory. That was just because I was doing the terminal. This is probably, you probably just pass a command through to go ahead and do a nice sandbox command. And I'm doing this thing that says container run command. Now, I got a hold of the container by the slug name, and this is an RPC method that I actually wrote. So this is what the container class looks like. So there's a container here. I'm on the default port of 8000. I wanted to go to sleep after 10 minutes. And I am telling it to do a container fetch, right? Inside of this code here, this code that I defined, that's what was available through RPC. And it takes the command and the current working directory. And I go to run, I do a post, and I run it through, and I do it at the default port. And what I've done is I've wrote a Python server that is a FastAPI server, and it takes that and does some sub-process stuff, and it returns back. So it actually runs the command in my container, which is pretty cool. Let's take a look at what else we can do with those there. So you saw that, you saw the worker, you saw the container that supports RPC, remote procedural call, and it has additional APIs. Like it has other APIs that I could use too. Check the docs for what's possible there. And I've built a Dockerfile, right? So my Dockerfile does this apt-get update, and I install what I want to update into my sandbox, and then I go ahead and I copy from this container source directory. I have a container source directory over here. I have a directory called container source, and it contains the server, right? So the server is in here. That's basically what it's doing, right? So I've got a FastAPI server, which I love FastAPI, and I can do a post to run. And then basically just figuring out what directory I'm in, and then of course doing a run, doing a wrapper around it, but I'm just getting out the standard out and standard error and wrapping the command and passing that through. Super powerful because now I can run anything over there. And in fact, remember in the Dockerfile, I said that I want to install curl and I want to install git, so I could check out something, I could build something, I could work with code over there. And then I just kicked the server off, that's all, right? I kicked that server off. I can talk a little bit more in the configuration of here. I've got a new containers binding. That's a durable object, but I also have the properties here. I say the classes, how many I want, what the name of this is, and then of course where my image is there for the Dockerfile. So I have all of that working, and on top of it, I have used our front end framework here. I'm using React, and I'm using the Vite plugin that works really well with workers. And what's really nice about the Vite plugin is there's lots of plugins for other things like, say, Tailwind, right? So there's a Tailwind plugin. So I've got React, Cloudflare, and Tailwind. And after you get that, you can make a really nice front end. It pops into the source directory here. Go ahead and take a look at how I did that and how I used that, and actually how I generated this code, because I'm not great at front end and it made it look way better. But it's in React and it's in Tailwind, and I've got it connecting to this container, and that I have an API that is exposed that literally anybody could use. And the way that I build this, and I can do this deploy, and I can deploy this to region earth, right? So npm run deploy will go and it will build it. We'll have this container. My worker will spin up, and all of that front end code will there, and anybody can go and use this. All this code is available in the repo, and there's a nice README one-click install. You can go ahead and click the deploy to Cloudflare, but I just want to show you one more thing. That you can think about now that you have the ability to run this container. Here's something that you might not think that you could do, is you can hit websites, right? Because I installed curl, so I can has dad joke. I definitely can has dad joke. So if a child refuses to sleep during nap time, are they guilty of resisting arrest? Dad jokes, but there's so much more than you can do than dad jokes with these containers, and I can't wait to see what you cook up. Go try this right now. Thanks so much for hanging out, and we will see you real soon.